Hey, what is up guys? My name is Oleg, this is Bond. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel and like the content, please subscribe so you don't miss any of the new videos, plus it helps us out quite a bit. So in today's video, I'm going to do a full review of Cadisen watch from GearBest.com. If you don't know what GearBest.com is, it's basically a giant warehousing website that sells all kinds of different things, electronics, clothing, and of course, watches. So they reached out to me and sent me two watches in for review. That was a while back. I reviewed both of the watches. Those videos could be found on the channel. And now they reached out again and sent another two watches. So in today's video, I'm going to review one of the watches, and in a few weeks from now, I'll review the second watch. So there are actually a few different reasons why I went for this specific watch, and I'll go into those reasons in a few minutes or so. However, there is one reason to mention right off the top, and it's the fact that this watch has a Seiko NH36 movement. Very well respected, hacking and hand winding, and the watch only costs 100 bucks. However guys, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this because GearBest told me something, I'm just gonna say it, but hopefully I don't get in trouble. And that's basically the fact that these watches are being discontinued, so whatever stock they have, they're gonna sell out and they're not gonna renew any more of these Cadisen watches. I don't know if Cadisen watches in general, but I know for sure this specific model. So they are selling out their stock and they have a discount code. I don't know what discount code is. I'll leave it in the description below. But basically, the first 20 people that want to buy this watch, and maybe watch the full review before you make your decision whether you want to buy this watch or not. And of course, don't buy every watch that you see. But if you do like the watch, and if you want to buy it, there's a discount code and the watch will cost you $55. So they are losing actually money on this watch at $55, and that's going to be for the first 20 people that decide to buy this watch. Now, if you're watching this in the future, chances are they're either all sold out of these watches or the discount code doesn't work. But let's get on with the full review and see what this watch is really all about. Alright guys, so here's the Cadisen from GearBest.com. Let's start the review by looking at the dimensions. We have a diameter of 41 millimeters, a lug to lug width of 49 millimeters, a lug width of 22 millimeters, and the thickness of 12.5 millimeters. Even with a quick glance at this watch, you can right away tell that this is a dress timepiece. However, and here's my very first negative, I usually don't start my reviews this way, but the fact that it is a little bit large. Now it's large for my preference, so it might not be a negative for you guys, but 41 millimeters I think is a little bit up there. I wish it was 40 or maybe even 39. However, that 1-2 millimeters is not a huge deal, not a huge difference. So this watch comes in two different variations. There is this one here, the white dial with the rose gold case, and there's also a black on black version. Let me pop a picture on the screen right now. Now if I were to buy one of these watches, I would actually go for the black on black version. However, because I wanted to bring something a little bit different to you guys, I decided, hey, why don't I go outside of my comfort zone and go for this rose gold with the white dial, kind of challenge myself and see how much I like the watch with these color combinations. And I gotta be honest with you, it's a pretty good watch. The finishing on it is done fairly well. So we have all polished finish. It's done pretty well. We also have the see-through case back. We're gonna come back to that. Sign crown at the 3 o'clock position. Yeah, you can see that the finishing on the watch is done fairly well. I mean, it doesn't feel like a $100 watch. And if you use the promo code, if you're one of the 20 people, you will even get this watch for $55, which is just a fantastic deal. So yeah, the finishing on the case is done fairly well. So the crystal on their main page is advertised as being sapphire. However, I did a water drop test and then I did a little bit more research on the crystal, and it turns out it's not sapphire, it is mineral crystal. If you scroll down to kind of the mid to bottom of the page where this watch is sold on GearBest, you can see that they are advertising it as a mineral crystal, but it is kind of misleading because once it says it's a sapphire, once it says that it's mineral, and it is in fact mineral. So you're not getting a sapphire crystal for 55 bucks. With a closer look at this dial, you can tell that the dial is done really well. It reflects light very nicely. It has a bit of a sunburst effect. It's kind of hard to tell with the studio lights here, but out in the sun it does look gorgeous. All applied indices, we have the 6 and the 12 in Roman numerals. I think that's a very nice design choice, very nice design touch. I think this is an original design. I don't know if this is an homage or a copy of any watch. No watches that I'm aware of look like this. If you guys know any, please leave a comment in the comment section. But I do believe that this is an original design, which is very rare to find of a watch for 50 bucks that has, and here's the star of the show actually, this movement here. So this is the Seiko NH36 movement. NH36 Seiko is pretty much the same thing as NH35. However, it has a module to add days of the week as well as the date. So the NH35A has only the date, and NH36A has the days and date, and that's pretty much the only difference between them. 42 hours of power reserve, 21,600 vibrations per hour, very reliable movement. This is actually, and I'm not making this up, the most accurate watch in my collection right now. It's running at 0 or -1 seconds per day, and I tested it over several days in different positions, wearing it on my wrist, sitting on my desk sideways, and it's been very consistent and very reliable movement in that regard. Now, I think I just got lucky with the movement. I don't think you can expect the same accuracy from yours if you do decide to purchase one of these watches, but I got lucky. -1 seconds to 0 seconds per day is amazing. It's way better than a lot of other much more expensive watches in my collection. Let's take a look at this case back. It's a screw down display case back. Of course, we have 3 atmospheres water resistance, so that's 30 meters. Cadisen, automatic, stainless steel, and the model number here. All done fairly well. I like the contrast between the stainless steel and the rose gold tones. Makes the watch look a little bit more special. As I mentioned previously, the crown is at the 3 o'clock position. It is a signed crown, and the movement does have hand winding. It's not a screw down crown, so you can just go ahead and hand wind it. And here's what the hand winding sounds like. Now the movement is hand winding and hackable. So if we pull out the crown to the first position, we can change date. And if we rotate the crown the other way, we can change days of the week. And mine come in, I don't know, are those Japanese or Chinese characters? If you guys know, please let me know in the comment section. Sorry for my ignorance, I have no idea. So yeah, you have English and you have, I'm gonna guess, Japanese. Saturday is blue and Sunday is in red. And if we pull out the crown to the second position, you can see that the second hand stops ticking. That's because the movement is hand windable and very easy to turn, smooth, and just easy and pleasure to operate. Taking a look at the strap. Now this strap has been featured on this channel many times before. Not this specific strap, but a strap just like it. I've seen the same straps on Guanchin watches. I've seen the same style of strap on Jaguar watches. I mean, you've seen this strap many times. It does feel a little bit plasticky, it does feel a little bit cheap. I'm glad that they actually chose to invest the extra money that you pay for the watch into the stainless steel case, the better movement and the overall better quality of the watch, as opposed to upgrading the strap. Because let's face it, if you are buying one of these watches, it's pretty much given that you will be replacing the strap. In fact, what I'm going to do by the end of this video, I'm going to pop this watch on a better quality strap and really show you how great this watch can look, and of course give you a wrist shot. That's all to come in a few minutes. So what are my final thoughts about this watch, and more negatives / positives. So let's start with the positives. I really do like the design. The finishes are done really well. Of course, the movement being a Seiko movement and being so accurate is fantastic. You like the dial. I like that it has the sunburst effect. I like the applied indices, the 12 and the 6 being in Roman numerals. Yeah, a lot to like about this watch. However, it does have some negatives. As I mentioned before, the size I wish was a little bit smaller, especially since it's a dress watch. The strap, it's not the best. You're just kind of expecting to exchange the strap if you do get one of these watches. And my last negative, I think it's kind of a personal preference, and I think it would make the watch look even more expensive than it already does, because let's be honest, this doesn't look like a $50 or even $100 watch. It looks way more expensive than that. But
if this running track here was a bit thinner, I think it would make the watch look a little bit more refined and a little bit more expensive, thus improving the overall quality of the watch. But that's just my personal preference. So this mini running track here could be done a little bit better, or even eliminated altogether, and to be honest, I wouldn't miss it. All right, so I put the watch on this beige colored Castle watch strap. I did a review of the Castle watch a few weeks ago, and we actually had a giveaway. I announced the winner on Instagram. If you're curious, check it out. That's on my Instagram. But anyways, the strap from that Castle watch was amazing, and it's 22 millimeters, and I think the color matches really well to this watch. I already ordered other straps for the watch. They're just in the mail right now. You know how long it takes for the straps to arrive anywhere. So anyways, I think the watch looks amazing on this strap, and right away it makes the watch look and feel a lot more expensive. And finally, here's what the watch looks like on my 7¼ inch wrist. I think it looks great. It hugs the wrist really well. It sits flush to the wrist. It's not too thick, so you can slide under the cuff of a shirt very easily.
Alright guys, so that was the full review of Cadisen from GearBest.com. At $55 with that discount code, you can't go wrong with this movement. I mean, NH36 for $55, that's hard to beat and hard to find. I would recommend the watch. However, don't just impulse buy all the watches that you come across because they're a good deal. Think about it. If it actually fits into your collection, and if you actually like the watch, buy it. I don't think you will regret it. The watch is actually pretty good quality. But again, think about it. Don't impulse buy. Don't rush in. With that being said, only 20 first people will get the discount code, so it might be you. If you don't get the discount code at $100, maybe think about it. I think at that price point there are other watches that offer also a lot of value for money. I appreciate you guys watching until the end. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on this watch. By the way, I'm wearing my Cadisen design watch. I forgot to show you at the intro of this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.